what we know about light, and this is what I'm hearing you say, it can be reflected or bounce. We hear that. It can be blocked or absorbed. It can fade things. It moves in a straight line until it hits an object. And we're going to study a question that's going to help us understand what optical engineers do and help us understand light more. You're going to figure out how light interacts with different kinds of materials. And I have a little bit of materials for each of you, and you're going to investigate with light how your materials react. Every group is going to get 4 binder clips. And this is going to be like your paper, your wall holder. And we have wall 1 and wall 2. And we're going to put our flashlight here. I'll try the tissue paper first. So I'm going to shine this on here, turn my flashlight on, and I need to look. I need to look in front, in back, and on the wall too. So I don't know if you can see this, but there is light coming through the front of the tissue paper and also shining on the wall. You get 2 pieces of material. So this data recording sheet number 1 is for 1 piece of material. Like for me, it would be the tissue paper. So I would write right in here, my material is the tissue paper. Now, did the light go through the tissue paper?
Yes.
Yeah, it did. So, yep. So you'll draw what the light looks like on wall 1, and you'll draw what it looks like on wall 2. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It's reflected. It's reflected. See? It's bouncing off there and it's going on to here.
Now I want you to come and look here. Can you see me?
No, there's no light. There's only like us. No, there's not.
You can see the shadow on the other
That's
side.
it.
Can you?
Only shadow. That's it.
Okay, put this thing right there. Okay, are we ready?
Yep.
It has a little light on the back. Like, how many holes are in this thing? Like, there's light. Come here.
It makes it through some of the holes.
Look, you see it, look, Nikki?
I see nothing on wall 2.
Nothing on wall 2.
So some came through, and then what am I seeing here?
Like a little dash of light.
I'm seeing the flashlight shine here, and I'm seeing it shine through the
And it
hole.
goes right here.
Nice job. Tomorrow we will finish this part up. Yesterday, you worked very hard on a project, and the question was, how does light interact with different materials? So what groups had the black paper? And the black paper is right here. Not with the holes, just a plain black paper. Can you tell me, using your notes or your drawing, what did you see with the black paper? Yep.
It stopped at the material.
You felt it stopped at the material. Does everyone who had the black paper agree that you felt it stopped at the material? Yeah. Okay, so did any of you also feel, who had the black paper, did you feel it went through it? No. Did you turn it around and look and think? Okay. Did you see it bounce off the material? Did it bounce off and shine light on something else? So the question from the very beginning was, how does light interact with different materials? And right there, everything you need to know about how light interacts with materials is right there. So your answers are there. So if I start you off with light interacts with materials in several different ways. You could say to me, what's one way that light interacts with materials?
It bounces off.
It bounces off. And another word for bounces off, we can now use the word reflects. I'm wondering about these pieces of material that we have. If you were an optical engineer and you had to design things, as an optical engineer, how can you use some of these materials? So let me show you a couple of things I brought with me. So I am wondering, would an optical engineer have designed this kind of plastic that I can see you, I can still see, but it does block the intensity of the sun? Yes.
I think the optical engineers didn't make the lenses, but they put a special coating on it to block it out.
Right. Okay, so I also brought a microscope. Where do you think this microscope gets its light from?
Around at the bottom.
This?
Yeah.
There are microscopes too that have light on the top shining down onto whatever you're looking at. This is an optical engineer's job, is to design the lenses. Okay, hands down for now. And our chart, I'm wondering what all things now, from now on, you'll be thinking and you'll be looking and you'll be thinking, I wonder if an optical engineer did that. In lesson 2, they need to set up a situation where they have a flashlight resting on like a little platform and shining into a card and reflecting back out. So I found they show that picture of the setup, and they actually label everything in the teacher's guide. So that picture I put up on the screen. In addition, I built that in front of the kids too. So I showed them how it works. And then when they went to do it, they were fine. They knew just what to do. It simplified things. If I were to just tell them what to do, I know there'd be a lot of confusion.